contributes to crime? And if so, what would you do to decrease such crimes in Jackson?
Well, I'm not aware of any rampant corruption among police here in Jackson. Obviously, you do have isolated cases where police officers are engaged in criminal activity or illegal activity or unethical activity. And certainly any of those kind of things needs to be put down and needs to be dealt with. But I think the overarching problem, as I see the police and what's happening here in Jackson, is that they are demoralized and the leadership isn't there to make sure that they're doing the job that they're sworn to do. I just met with a group of police officers just a couple of days ago, and they told me that they are so demoralized that they're not even up to doing their basic job, and that's patrolling our streets and protecting our citizens. Because what they see happening is an atmosphere of nobody cares or nobody is in control. And that directly impacts what you're seeing day to day, and that's an increase in crime and a lack of police attention to those crimes. And it doesn't come from corruption. It comes from neglect. The way we neglect so many other things. We've neglected leadership in the police department. You know, some people will say, we need more police officers. We need this. No, what we need is leadership that gets results. Most of the police officers that are hired in this city are dedicated men and women, and they want to do the job, but they just don't have the foundation to be able to do that job. And we are just throwing away that talent. A couple of them told me they're looking for jobs and they'll be out of here as soon as they do that. They decry the lack of any standards or qualifications. We've lowered the qualifications for police officers. We're in such a rush to replace those that are leaving that we've lowered our standards. And we see the results of lowering our standards in terms of police misconduct and in some cases police corruption. And if we understand how all that happens, I think we can solve that. Instead of just throwing, again, more resources at the problem, we need to make sure that we're taking care of the things that drive them off in the first place. And that's where we got to start. Again, you'll hear me say this over and over again, it starts and ends with leadership.